Hello everybody, it's been a while. These next few blogs are probably going to be fairly politically orientated, as unless you're outside the UK, it's probably only a couple of months away until the next general election, where the whole of the United Kingdom votes to see who goes down and becomes MPs in the House of Commons. Get my tongue in. House of Commons in Westminster. Now, everything at the moment that the government and the party seem to be doing is newsworthy. So everything that the Tories, the SNP, the Lib Dems, Plaid Cymru, the SDUP, no, not the SDUP, the DUP, Sinn Féin, the BNP for all their sins, all these parties, anything they say or do is seen as either a policy issue or it is seen as a political intention. And the media is jumping on the bandwagon for this at the moment. And I've been looking at all this and I'm thinking, what's quite right, what's quite wrong? Because I've seen quite a few blogs on YouTube and thinking, there's a lot of people my age and younger who don't really know if they're going to vote, who they're going to vote for, and there's really not much point. And this is where I want to try and give some ideas, refer people to some opinions of other people on YouTube, look at some videos, and basically start to get a bit of a general picture of how the online community is portraying the election, and also to get views of the people out there, which are yourselves on YouTube. Now, for those of you who are not in the UK, this may be a little bit over the top, but I'll give you a basic, quick resume of how the Parliament works. The UK has one big Parliament with all these members called MPs who sit in a house down in London. It's not really a house, it's a building basically. They call it the House of Commons. And there's 650 of them going to go in this time. And each member is represented by an area of the country called a constituency. What complicates it a bit more about the voting patterns and voting intentions is that Scotland, England and Wales and Northern Ireland all have different ways of showing their political views. Scotland has a Scottish Parliament, or a government if you're SNP minded, which is presently run by the Scottish National Party and the Minority Administration. Now that's a separate part of the government system, because they control the health service and the education service and most of the services that control Scotland. Wales has its own assembly with a slightly more limited way of running their part of the country in their assembly, and the Northern Irish Assembly, which is split down two political and religious factions, is a lot more religious based in Northern Ireland, and I won't go too much into that because it's really something I don't understand and I don't want to even get into, especially coming from someone who lives in the Glasgow area. I'll say no more. They have a different system as well. They've only just recently got justice and policing powers voted in, so they're going to start controlling their own powers from Westminster. And then you've got the Westminster Parliament, which controls the whole of England and Wales politics, the health service, education, I believe, to an extent, in Wales, all of England. And basically they are the ones that have the tax raising powers and raises the VAT and the income tax and the national insurance and everything else that goes on in regards to getting money for the government for services that are used by the whole of the UK and are dealt with the whole of the UK. And it's this Parliament that's up for an election that has to be held before the 3rd of June 2010. Now, that's due to the rules of Acts of Parliament, but there's a lot of talk saying that it's going to be the 6th of May. The reason why it's going to be the 6th of May is there's a lot of local elections for local council seats down in England and Wales due on that date. And it's already been scheduled in, so they think they're going to bung the general election into that as well, and that's where everybody thinks it's going to be the date. Even the media starting to say it's the 6th now, although it's not yet been confirmed. It's not happened yet, so we don't know. Another thing that's interesting about this election this time is that for the past 30 years or so there's been basically one party that's had a substantial run, one political party that's had a substantial run in Parliament in regards to running as a government with an overall majority of seats, which is basically they have to get more than half the seats in the Houses of Commons. I can't say Commons tonight. Houses of Commons, to get an overall majority and to be able to rule and govern without any opposition. So that is basically the idea. And the past, and from 1979 to 1997, under Margaret Thatcher and John Major, it was a Conservative government, and then in 1997 under Tony Blair and now under Gordon Brown it's been a Labour government. So what makes this one interesting is, will Labour get a fourth term like the Conservatives did in 1992 to extend theirs to 97, or will the Tories get in? And if the Tories get in, the Conservative Party gets in, how much of a majority will it be, and will it tip the balance of power for a long time? And this is another thing that's going to be intriguing. There's also, especially with the latest opinion polls, a possibility that there'll be no outright party that has a majority in this parliament. So Labour could be short of the majority by about 20-30 seats. The Conservatives could be short of the majority by 20-30 seats. The opinion polls are very close at the moment in regards to who would be the biggest party in the House of Commons. And at the moment it's tilting towards the Conservatives, but they're not going to have enough MPs to rule on their own. They will have to do a coalition government, which then brings in the Liberal Democrats. And there's been a lot of news about the Liberal Democrats and Nick Clegg, the leader of the Liberal Democrats, talking about what he's concerned about, and his not actually wanting to side with either the Tories or the Conservatives. I'll keep saying the Tories or Labour. In regards to who he would join up with if it was a hung parliament, which is what you call a parliament where there's no one party that has an overall majority. It's called a hung parliament. So most of the reason why I'm blabbing on about it is because I've always had an interest in politics. I have voted in every election since I was 18, so I've voted in every local government election, every Scottish Parliament election, which is something I will cover, and UK general election. This will be my second UK general election vote. Yes, second UK general election vote I've had. In fact, no, hold on a minute. No, that's correct. No, I'll make myself older than I am, or younger than I am, but unfortunately I'm not. So this will be the second time I've actually voted in a UK general election. I won't state who I voted for this time because I'm still rather wide open. I have a bias, I know which way I'm tilting, but I still don't know for certain which party I am going to be voting for when I go to that polling booth, whether it be the 6th of May or anything up to the 3rd of June. I don't know. Where my cross is going to be, I'm not sure. But over the next few blogs, I'll be looking at things that happen in the news, over manifesto pledges that the parties have given, and discuss in more detail, plus linking you to videos that I've found on YouTube of views of people of a similar age to me, and of any parodies or satirical things that come up which I think may be relevant to the election, and give my views on them. And this is basically what is going to be my idea and my views on the election, but hopefully it gives you guys out there who are undecided or have never voted before an opportunity to find out what could work for you and why. I'm going to go, but until next time, see you later.